I'm Jay Kumar, the Bass Blaster, and this is your Seafoam, not top 5 of the week in bass fishing, but my favorite top 10 things from ICAST. Number 1, the YUMFF Sonar Minnow and Jig Head. Well, Jason Christie won this year's Bassmaster Classic on Lake Hartwell using it. I'm not sure what else needs to be said. It's a classic winning bait that he designed exactly for those conditions. Suspended fish down there that are really tough to reach. Apparently a key to this thing is the system he uses, not just the forward-facing sonar, but the line, the rod, the reel, the whole deal. I can't wait to see the videos that come out on that. That's your number 1 in no particular order. Here's number 2. The Rapala OG Rocco 5. Here's another balsa bait designed for Rapala by Ott Defo. Now, Ott's got quite a rep now for designing great balsa baits for Rapala, crankbaits. In fact, he's designed the two before this one he's won tournaments with. Will he win one with the Rocco? Well, let's wait and see. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, this bait is a square bill, about 3/8 ounce, 2.5 inches. It's kind of like an elongated DT4, Rapala DT4, with a square circuit board lip on it. The 5 means it runs to 5 feet because, hey, Ott only likes to run or fish crankbaits in 3 to 6 feet, it seems like. Comes standard with 2 VMC hybrid trebles. Let's see if he wins one with this bait. Number 3. The Berkley Slobber Knocker and Power Stinger. That's their bladed jig and bladed jig trailer, both new. It's the thing with the Slobber Knocker bladed jig, it's got a little different head on it, you can see, but also apparently the frequency of sound that it makes really resonates with the bass lateral line somehow, because they can't avoid science. Who is that guy? The Power Stinger has that cool honeycomb tail to it, gives it even more action. The front has a little harder plastic so the hook won't pull through as easily. It's got some great colors, including those Berkley HD colors. And I gotta shout out before we're out of Berkley, the new version of the Berkley Fritz side crankbait. I mean, the Fritz side has always been silent but deadly. And now it's got a click to it, not a rattle, but a click. It's a click and Fritz side for muddier water. Don't count out the Fritz side. It's one of the best crankbaits that's come along in recent years. Number 4, the Bass Mafia Dangerous Swim Bait. The biggest thing about this deal is that Bassmaster Elite Series Pro Chris Zaldane, who's a complete swim bait nut, fishes them all the time in these big tournaments. He designed this bait from the ground up, basically. He said it was the swim bait he's always wanted. So if you're a swim bait guy, that should be enough for you. But if you want to know a little more, here you go. Some cool deets are the body shape. It's kind of triangular, and the action with the head roll along with the tail kick. Chris says you can get all that at higher speeds, and that this bait will not roll over at those higher speeds. Multiple rigging options, including a split dorsal for a stinger hook. What's not to like? Number 5. The Abu Garcia Revo Rocket spinning reel. This is either the fastest spinning reel ever made, or maybe it is, but I think it is right now anyway. What does that get you? Well, I'll tell you what it gets you. If you are fishing deep or you are skipping docks, it gets your bait up back to you that much faster. That means that many more casts during a day. That means that many more fish maybe see your bait. It's a huge deal. I think a lot of people are going to end up using this thing. Number 6, the Fish Lab Flutter Nymph. Fish Lab Flutter Nymph. It's hard to say that fast. But anyway, listen, it's really hard to come out with a new soft plastic shape. You all know that, man. There's everything under the sun. I guess we don't have like a possum or a corn cob, but we've got everything else.
I like turtles.
Palm shell turtle.
This Flutter Nymph is the closest thing to a brand new soft plastic shape that I think I've seen in a while. It looks like a nymph, but check it out underwater. Look at that action. How cool is that thing? I hope you can see it. It's kind of like a combination of a Nymph, a worm, and a miniature Alabama rig. Number 7. The Lunker Hunt Glitch Blade Crankbait. Now every year Lunker Hunt comes out with some cool baits. Often they're top waters like the original Lunker Frog, then the prop baits, then the Phantom Spider. I mean, very fun. This year they didn't come out with a fun top water, but they still innovated and they came out with this Glitch Blade Crankbait. So that metal tail section moves back and forth and kind of clacks. It doesn't rattle like a lipless crankbait would in that situation. I talked to BassMaster Pro Matt Airy. He's really looking forward to fishing it over grass, pulling through that stuff with a different sound. It's a 1/2 ounce, 3 inches long, and 8 colors for now. Let's see if it catches them. What number are we on? Number 8. The Yozuri 3D RX series baits. Now this is a whole series of sort of downsized Yozuri baits. I'm not really sure why they're sticking in my head. They just look really cool and I think they're gonna catch them. They're made just like all other Yozuri baits. Same quality, same sick finishes, and they're like 2 or 3 inches long. With this whole bait finesse system deal, BFS thing taking off in bass fishing, they might have hit the jackpot with these things. Let's see what happens. Number 9. All right, I got a twofer in this one. And first, I'm shouting out the 4 new colors of the Z-Man Jackhammer bladed jigs. That is the sickest bladed jig on planet Earth, and I'm a self-confessed addict on those things. That is a better part of a hundo for me. Dang it, Brett Height. How about the old Bomber Fat-Free Shad, or really the new Bomber Fat-Free Shads? They just came out with the same bait, some new colors that have been custom painted by Uncle Frank Scalish, former pro angler, now fisherman and great bait painter, I guess. Guess what? These things retail for $3.99. When's the last time you bought a crankbait for $3.99? Amazing. Number 10. All right, the Grundon Scenic boat shoes. Okay, Scenic boat shoes. Boat shoes typically haven't been too sexy looking. Personally, I didn't ever want to wear any, but these ones I did. They look great, and more importantly, what I found out at this ICAST trade show, in that 3 days of walking on concrete floors, my back and joints did not hurt. Backpack on, heavy thing, all that stuff. That is a first for me, and here's why. Okay, the boat shoe, I found out that these boat shoes were designed, which is why they look so cool. They were designed by the people who also design high-end sneakers that we've all heard of, or tennis shoes, whatever you call them where you live. But instead of the sole material propelling somebody forward like a running shoe, the Scenic was designed the opposite way, so it would absorb, vibration or impact, let's say. And man, does it do it, because it was for working on boats with heavy things. They're durable, the soles don't slip. These things are a winner, 1000%. I love them and got actual compliments on them. I don't think I've ever gotten them but on my shoes before, but then again, I never wore loud orange shoes before either. But get yourself a pair, you will not regret it, especially if you have any back or joint issues. All right, everybody, that's my top 10 this week. Thank you, Seafoam. Go to bassblaster.com or .rocks and subscribe to the BassBlaster email. See you next week. God bless you.